Let's go. Hello everyone, today we have Nolan with us and he's going to answer some questions about waste. So Nolan, tell us a little bit about yourselves.
My name is Nolan. I am a natural resource major in the forestry school with a option in fish and wildlife conservation.
Nolan, from the courses that you have learned, what are some areas of waste that we can improve in our current economy?
Well, from my understanding of our economy, it is one of the main telltale points for economists is the GDP, which is the gross domestic product. And that is based on consumption and exponential growth. And in our society, we tend to measure our success as a nation and just in the world based on exponential growth, which is a linear system, and it's not. It doesn't really account for the resources and the finite amount of them on the planet. Yeah.
That's a fantastic point because when we are talking about GDP growth, that doesn't take into account the depletion of our natural resources, nor does it take into account our quality of life as measured by the clean air that we breathe and then the clean water that we're able to drink. That's a very good point. But what are some daily ways that you can see that a normal person is seek to amend? And could you also give an example about how a big corporation is extremely wasteful and could be stopped?
Let's see. So on the individual level or community level, there's a lot of ways that communities are finding ways to deplete the amount of waste that they create as a whole. So for example, there's these things called repair fairs, and here at Orchard State, we have a repair fair, and it's run by a club called Waste Watchers, I believe. And it focuses on, it's free, and it's a series of events where people bring in their broken goods or items or things, anything really, and repair specialists will repair it for free, but the people are taught how to repair things. So it's a way for community building, for people to learn new skills, to save money, and also reduce the amount of waste that we make as a community.
And I will offer the corporate example. One example about how a big company is wasteful is that most chemical manufacturers, I will use Kodak, the camera manufacturer, as an example. The chemical pollution that they output into our air and our water streams and into our lands aren't being policed the same way that carbon tax are currently being applied to major greenhouse gas producers. And this is one way how we can seek to minimize waste, or in this case, pollution, at the corporate level. Now, I want to differentiate between waste and pollution because pollution is usually irrecoverable and cannot be used as raw material. But the waste management taxes that we propose will hopefully motivate some of these corporations to use that waste more productively, perhaps feeding it back into the production cycle so we have a linear economy where there is no waste but only raw material being created at end cycles of products. Well, that's all for today. Thank you very much, Nolan, for talking with us. And
When I think of waste, I usually think of the agricultural industry and the food industry, and I also think of the hunger crisis in the world. There's a lot of food that goes to waste just because it doesn't meet consumer demands, and so a lot of food gets thrown out just because of the aesthetic of it. And I think there are alternatives to help with this. One of the things that comes to mind is something that me and my roommates do, and it's called imperfect produce. And every month you get a new box of imperfect produce, and it's just produce that couldn't be sold in stores because it doesn't reach a certain standard of